that makes a lot of sense. But, let's say any government, their major function is not worrying about whether a person repents their sins before they get to heaven or not. That's not really a concern for a society that's saying, I'm here to try to protect people. And sometimes you hear the argument saying, well, there's no deterrence, but then terrorists and drug lords are very quick to tell people that if you do X, you'll be dead and so will all your family. That seems to be a great deterrent for people to not do things. So the argument then is it possible for a Catholic to say, well, I personally, in that kind of situation, I agree it shouldn't be permissible, but at the same time, there's some understanding that from the state's perspective, it might be a different perspective.
Yes, I mean, you could say that from the state's perspective, yeah, they could disagree, and obviously, in the case of some states in the United States, they do disagree with Pope Francis's viewpoint. Nevertheless, for Pope Francis, he's stating what he considers to be like he would state the rule against euthanasia. Right. Physician-assisted suicide. He would say, look, I think this is just clearly the room for abuses of physician-assisted suicide, which are just legion. Right, I mean the abuses.
Right. But that would be considered an intrinsic evil, wouldn't it? I mean, euthanasia.
Yeah. Well, it's also an intrinsic evil. That is correct.
Right.
In the case of capital punishment, the criminal is not an innocent. Although in some cases, as I said, the criminal could be.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's always room for the state to clearly disagree. But right now, the Pope has made, I think, a case that is a fairly strong case.
Right.
And that today's world, we really don't need societal protections along the lines of killing people. Just let them live, and let them have at least the potentiality for repentance.
Right. Certainly, as long as we can protect society, other inmates, and also the personnel who might have to work in those conditions. Here's another question for you, Father. Another one, a tangential topic, but one related to what's going on in the world right now in the United States. Dear Father Spitzer, I always struggle with the border wall